What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good? What's good? Good. Alright. We here. We live. Ah, hola, me llamo Vortex 46. Espero que estés bien. Welcome back to Better Risk. Hope you, your family, friends, and lovers are doing well today on this Saturday, August 22nd. I'm gonna try to breeze through this. Potential storms coming through this way, and I don't want to be live if there's a potential power outage. But yeah, just got home roughly about a half hour, well, a little under an hour ago. Finally settled in, ready to hopefully cash on some stuff. Now I did cash on one thing. I'm 1-1 per my main 3 picks. I took the first 5 under for the Blue Jays and Yankees. Main reason is because Dylan Cease's pitching, and literally every time I've taken the under when Dylan Cease's pitched, it is cashed. So I would say anytime Dylan Cease's pitching, take the first 5 under. It's currently cashing. Maybe it will stay that way the rest of the season. But that went under, and the Blue Jays covered the first 5 run line and the money line. They're currently, let me see, they were up 3-1, but let me see if they're still up 3-1, and they're up 4-1 now. And that's the thing. After I talk about the next game, Braves Brewers, it took the first 5 under to 3.5. It hit 4. Technically hit 5. The Brewers scored 3 runs. The Braves scored 1. Pretty much took out my pick. And then the Brewers ended up, if I would have even taken like the 4.5, it would still wouldn't have cashed because the Brewers scored a 4th run in the bottom of the 5th. So either way, this was a loss for me. But pretty much what I talked about in yesterday's breakdown per the 2 games here, it didn't happen. Like, it didn't happen for these 2 games. It's now happening tonight. Well, today, currently. I talked about the Blue Jays covering the run line yesterday against the Yankees. They didn't cover. They lost. They are looking like they're going to cover today, a +1.5. And the Brewers, they, if I remember correctly, they won, but they didn't cover the run line. Actually, no, you know what? I'm thinking about something else. But yeah, this flipped. This is a day late, basically. So really should have just redid that pick, or just in general, just taking the pick, because I should have retaken it. But anyway, but that's that. The 4:10 game just started roughly 14-15 minutes ago, something like that. Nationals and Marlins are currently going. Really liking the Marlins on the money line today, just being honest, just to win, because Perez is pitching. Really don't trust for the Nationals. Irvin here, kind of feel like the Marlins can score a couple of runs, but I do like the full game under, so we'll see if that works. And let me see, I think it was 8.5 hours ago, but I could be wrong. I'm just double checking here, because this is my 3rd and final pick of the day, like main pick. I took the full game under. Actually, no, it was 7.5, but I took it at a +100, so we'll see. But that's that. Let's dive into the rest of the games here. Like I said, full breakdown pretty much per each game. The extra stuff was the Blue Jays Yankees under 7 runs. Looks like that may or may not go. It's 5 runs currently. Yeah, 4-1 currently. Like I said, Brewers are winning 4-1. I talked about the full game under for the Brewers and Nationals. Next up would be Cardinals and Phillies. Cardinals on the money line. Kind of curious if they actually will win because of the pitching. The starting pitcher Painter, he pretty much has a losing record. Currently starting at home. Kind of feel like that works in favor of the Cardinals. Matthews is 0-1 currently. He's a lefty, and the Phillies don't bat well against lefties. So I'm feeling like Cardinals could win the game straight up, plus value here. But we'll see if they actually do. They've covered most of the last 10 games here, as you see here. So if you feel like that they would cover the run line here against the Phillies, take them on the run line tonight. Maybe they do cover once again, because they covered even last night, losing by 1 run, 7-6. The over cashed. Maybe the over cashes again today, because I was also looking at that. I feel like the full game over could potentially hit as well. That currently is sitting at a -125. So it's, let me see if it's an even spot here. Nope, the books believe currently that it's going to go over. So, but that plus 110 is like, it's usually like, I love that value. I hear storms outside now a little bit, so I'm going to try to run through these as fast as I can. Also too, I forgot to mention, I did post as well, and I may do this not often, not every day, but if I'm really feeling like a day is a day where batters can go out here and get something done, I'll probably post something like this, because I did post this today for the first time. Just 8 batters that I love for the day to get 2 HRR, literally just 2. And I literally only took one of them as an extra bet on my end, and that was Jacques Caglione to get 2 HRR. Literally, that's all I took. It was a -150 on Bet365, and I hope that he goes out there and gets the job done. But these are the 8 batters that I feel like can get the job done. But we could talk about real briefly about the hit streak. Bunch of batters here. Look how green and beautiful this is. Today would be a possible day for you to take several of these batters. I would screenshot this. I'm going to sit here for however long, not too long. And actually, let me remove myself. But screenshot this if you want. These are the batters that are currently have 5 hits or higher as far as a hit streak. There are other batters down low with 4 straight hits, maybe 3, something like that. But these are the best spots here for these batters to go out here and get the job done. So, and as you see here, the top 4 have 10 hits or higher. So, and they're technically in spots where, as you see here, they're green against the pitchers too. So if you feel like these few batters here can get a hit against their starting pitcher, take them, put them, parlay that 5 leg. I think I want to get 5 leg here. See if it'll happen. You know what I mean? Maybe they will. Maybe they'll continue the hit streak tonight. And actually, let me look at Kirk. Let me see if Kirk got that. Actually, no, I think he did get the hit. Oh, Yankees just scored 2 more runs. Luis Garcia hit a home run. Brought Ben Rice in, so it's 4-3 right now. Aldo Lopez got a hit. Nice. He got a hit. Brought in 2 runs for the Marlins. So he has 2 HRR. He has 3 HRR. And he was on my list. Yeah, he was on my list. He had at the time he had a 3.33 batting average against Irvin, 289 batting average versus righty pitchers. So if you would have just taken him for 2 HRR, he got you key, quick, easy, simple, boom. Marlins are up 2-0 right now. Maybe they get an extra run in this inning or wherever. So we'll see about that. Okay. All right. But that's what I'm feeling for that game. And then like I said, Cardinals money line, I feel like they'll cover. But I'm kind of curious if this over cashes. I'll queue up the over as an extra read here. Like I said, Cardinals on the money line. So that's that one. I really want to, really want to, possible potential when it's pertaining to the Angels and Texans. Like, I know that the Angels covered the run line yesterday. They lost though 2-1. The under cashed. I think I did have the full game under, so that worked out from yesterday as far as a read is concerned. Tonight, in the second game of the series, they got Bradford on the mound, Johnson on the mound. Both technically have losing records, but Johnson, when he faced off against the Texans, he only allowed them to get 2 runs, and then Bradford allowed 4 against the Angels. I want to kind of feel like, because what I said was, what did I say? I said total full game under, solely because of, I want to believe it was because of Johnson. Let me see here. When he pitched on the road, the unders were cashing, as you see here, most of his starts, right? So because of that, Bradford has 1 game where he faced off against the Giants and the under cashed that game. And again, this was earlier this month. This was literally like 2 weeks ago, right? But that was that one. Just in general with his stuff, he's 3-0 to the under. So that's what I'm saying, like that. And I think the head-to-head too, because I was looking at this stuff early in the morning. So pretty much the 5 straight games, the under has cashed, right? It hasn't cashed fully, but as you see here, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 4 to the under, it has cashed most of the time in this matchup. So that's why I was saying I really feel like the full game under could cash again tonight. Plus, the teams aren't really getting that many runs more recently. So that's that too. Both teams' bats have been pretty much cold. So I really love the full game under. Maybe possible potential first 5 under as well. That's a possibility for that to cash through. The books slightly has a slight lean to the under. That's a 105 on BetMGM. So if you were to take the over, it is a 115, 120. BetMGM is 125. So it's literally a more of a push to the under. Johnson, when he's pitched on the road, it's gone over most of the time. But again, this is talking about from the last 2 months, not this month. The under did cash against Baltimore here. And Bradford, he's 2-1 to the under in the first 5. So really feeling like the first 5 could even be a look. But the full game under is my main play. But again, as always, you got to consider the bullpens and stuff. Maybe you do take the first 5 under as a main pick, and then as a side pick, the so I'll queue up the first 5, even though I've already talked about it in my breakdown 2. Next up, my O's against Tampa Bay. We covered yesterday. We won 5-3, but the under cashed. I talked about the possible potential full game over just because of that and stuff, and it missed by that 0.5. It hooked pretty much, so that didn't work out. Now Young is on the mound, McClanahan's on the mound. Here's the thing about McClanahan. So the under is apologies. The as you see, the Rays haven't covered a run line literally most of the time. And when McClanahan's pitched as a starter, 70% the other way. You know what I'm saying? Still, Rays are not covering with him as a starting pitcher. He's only covered 3 times in the 3 starts in the last 10 starts. For Young, he's covering anytime he's pitched as a starter most of the last 10 and ATS. When we look at him at home, same thing, he's covered. So if you feel like Baltimore will cover the run line, maybe you do take us to cover. I feel like we can here. It's a minus 150. The question becomes, is Bryce going to give up anything tonight? Is Brandon going to give up anything tonight against this Tampa Bay Rays team that can score runs? They do sometimes score runs on the road, more so do much better at home. Head to head, he gave up 4 against them here in that loss. This was literally just a few days ago in the over cashed. Now I said for the game, the full game over 7.5. That's what I'm still thinking and feeling for this one. It did bump up, as you see here, to 8.5. So if you saw this post and you took that over 7.5, you might be in the best spot right now currently, because if it hits 8 and it doesn't hit 9, you still, you know what I mean, won your bet, right? The hope is that it would still, you know what I mean, it would hit like 10 runs type of thing. It has cash for my O's 4 straight times, Tampa Bay back to back. And also to the actually apologies, that's the under spot, right? So 4 straight unders for us, 2 back to back to the under. But that's that one. And we're talking about the actual 7.5, which is juiced at a minus 130, 140, which I might actually take as an extra bet here. The head-to-head wise, as far as a 7.5 is concerned, as you see here, 67% hit rate just from last year and this year. And even when you look at this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3 to the over when it's pertaining to this matchup. So I would highly recommend that you take the full game over. The next question is, does that first 5 cash at all today? That's the next question. Clanahan, when these pitches on the road, 3-2 in the last 5, 50%, but it's a positive 50% because of the tie, I guess, down here. That's what it is. So that's I guess a positive for you if you look at that. Brandon, though, 70% to the under just in general in the last several mini games here. So it's up to you if you feel like the first 5 under with cash because of Brandon, or the first 5 over cashes because of McClanahan. Again, do this information what you will. I mean, if you just break down just the last few games, technically it's 4-3 to the under in the last 7 games of his starting on the road. But ultimately, I do like Baltimore to cover the run line. Maybe we win again back to back. Maybe. We'll see. Mets and White Sox. So I said Mets money line here for this game. Here's why. So Castillo's pitching. Anytime he's pitched, anytime, he too, another pitcher, has a losing record at home. He's apologies. I'm reading this totally wrong. So he has a 2-0 record at home pitching. Just in general, he is for the season 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3. Just in general, while Scott on the road, he has on the season 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-4, 4-4, 4-5, 5-5, 6-5 record pitching on the road. Mets are currently 0-1 again because they lost last night in the overcash. I'm feeling like it's a bounce back. Just me being honest, I really feel like Mets can win today on the money line today. Maybe they do cover the run line too. It's super high at minus 199, but I guess it's like a minus 180 or something like that, 170. Their plus value here, plus 103. As you see, it's kind of low simply because of the fact that the matchup here. But I personally, just being honest, I kind of feel like the Mets can come out here and get a few runs on the board, maybe score 4 or 5 runs tonight. They too are a little bit greener, a little bit better as far as the matchup is concerned when it's pertaining to them versus righty pitchers versus the White Sox here. But again, as I always say, anything that I'm saying here on live stream could definitely flip the other way. But again, I personally do not trust Luis. He struggles against lefty batters here and righties, while Scott doesn't really struggle against either. So that's what I'm saying. I'm feeling like Mets first 5 money line, Mets full game money line. That's what I'm feeling for this one. If you do decide to take the Mets on the first 5 money line, they're a plus 100 here. Even they're 5-1 in the last 6 games, while as you see here, the White Sox are struggling currently more recently and back-to-back losses at home. So I feel like, again, first 5 money line for the Mets, first 5 full game money line, Mets win straight up. That's what I'm feeling. I'm gonna queue up the Mets on the first 5 money line. I think they did. Just double check. I think they did win the first 5 money line yesterday. That was one of my reads, if I remember. Let's double check here. I could be wrong though. So, yeah, they scored 4 runs. White Sox scored 0. So yeah, first 5 money line. That was a correct read yesterday. So that worked out. That's that one. Like I said, I'm breezing through because, like I said, there's potential storms and stuff coming through this way. within the next maybe 20 or so minutes. Athletics, Astros. Actually, we'll do Chicago Mariners. My Mariners, we lost yesterday because I talked about the Cubs on the money line. They won. Actually, no, we won. We came back. I thought that we lost. I said Cubs on the money line, but we or maybe it was first five money line. It was one of the two, or it was both, or something. But if I said first five money line, I think they did win the first five money line yesterday. But we came back and won 5-6. But they covered the run line though. Cubs covered the run line. But they got Peterson out there, Anderson out there. Peterson when he's pitching, they're covering most of the time. And this is most that few at home, few on the road. When Anderson's pitching more recently, no data for him, so he's pretty much out there for the first time. So we'll see if he actually goes out there and does anything. He's a lefty pitcher too, so kind of consider that against Chicago. But what did I say for this one? I said first five under. Kind of thinking that this one just might go under the first five, maybe. Possible potential, but we'll see. I really believe it's honestly depending on whichever, you know what I'm saying, whichever pitcher may or may not shut down each team. But Peterson pitching on the road, 2-2 this year. And then, like I said, Anderson has no data because he's a lefty though. Kind of feeling like he could go out there, possible potential, maybe possibly shut down the Cubs. But they do, as you see, are back really well against lefty pitchers. And then the Mariners sort of kind of struggle against lefties. So I'm really feeling like Cubs could win the game again back to back. Well, actually win the game this time, because again they did lose yesterday 6-5. Kind of feel like it's a bounce back spot for them. Does the over cash though? That's the question. The books believe it's going to go under. Peterson when he's pitched on the road, 3-2 to the over. So if you feel like the over will cash for this one, take the over. Maybe it's a back-to-back spot. But I honestly just personally believe the Cubs on the money line would be the best look. Maybe even possibly Cubs first five money line as well. So I'll cue that up. Maybe they do go out here. They got Seattle favorite. But I think it's mainly because of Anderson. I think he's a rookie too. I think they called him up. He's fresh arm. He's one of the top prospects and stuff. I think that's the other reason why they have Seattle favored here, because they're personally believing that. The books believe that Anderson will shut down the Cubs. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if that's going to be the case, because we've seen some rookies come in this year and get lit up, and other rookies actually handle business, right? They actually go out there and strike out these top batters and stuff. So it's either going to go the way that I'm thinking. Cubs do win the first five money line. They do win the full game, bounce back spot. But maybe it's still low scoring first five though. So that's why I said maybe it's a potential first five under. But it just depends on what Anderson does against that Cubs lineup here. Because again, on paper, they do really well against lefty pitchers while Mariners don't. So it's either the Cubs score 3-4 runs, 5 runs in the first five, and the first five goes over, or Mariners still get some runs on the board, Cubs don't, or the first five under does cash. But still possible potential for full game over, and then Cubs on the money line. But I'm still going to take it because I kind of still believe that the Cubs will cash. At least not take it, but queue it up. Next up, A's and Astros. I said, take that out of there. For this one, where are you? I said, where the heck? Or did I accidentally skip this game? I could have sworn I had all the games down. Dude, I swear I tried my best not to skip any games. I did on accident. That is my bad. Because I am Corbin Dallas. All right. Pretty much for this game, like, I know, like, Houston covered the run line. I know they won 4-0 yesterday, right? A's back-to-back games where they couldn't get any runs on the board. But that's 3 of the last 5 games where they couldn't get more than 3 runs. Brown's out there today for the Stros, right? He's been allowing runs more recently. He did allow 4 here, but again, this was last year's data. when he's pitched at home, he's still been allowing at least roughly 3 runs most of the last 5. He's averaging almost 4 runs, but that's only because he allowed 6 here against Tampa Bay. I feel like it would still be around 3 if he didn't allow the 6 runs here back on July 4th. I'm just kind of curious, do the A's bounce back today? Do they actually score more than 3 runs today with Hunter Brown out there? Lopez is pitching. When he's pitched, as you see here, he doesn't allow that many runs. He's only usually allowing 2 head-to-head wise. He's 1-1, 1-0 to allowing the Astros to get 3 runs against him. Does this roll over into this game again? This was back in May, the beginning of not May, but April. I'm just kind of curious how this game's going to flow. I really want to believe like the Stros can get on the board because of Hunter Brown, but maybe Hunter Brown actually shows up and he actually doesn't give up a bunch of runs like he normally has been doing. But maybe you still look at the possible potential first 5 under for this one. Let's look at it here. Books currently believe that it is going to go under. When Lopez has pitched 5 straight unders in the last 5 games, 70% hit rate to the under. Brown, when he's pitched, 70% hit rate to the under, 4-1 to the under in the last 5 games. But we got to look at the actual spot here. Lopez on the road, 4-1 in the last 5, 60% hit rate when he's pitched on the road. And then Brown, 60% hit rate, but 2-3 back-to-back games where it went under. So like I said, maybe possible potential first 5 under for this one. I could have sworn that I put this game on here, but because I tried my best not to skip any of the games, but it is what it is. That's pretty much my main look. I'm just kind of curious if the Athletics are actually still going to get on the board. Maybe you do look towards the full game under if it does cash. Then it may not, may still go over. Because I know it's been hitting more for the Stros. I don't know if it's been hitting for them at home. Now it's at home, it's been going over. So maybe you take the full game over because it's cashing for them. 3-2 to the over for the Athletics on the road in the last 5, 6% hit rate. So maybe you do actually take the full game over, even though I'm like still kind of thinking like maybe possible potential full game under. But first 5, did I already queue up? I did. First 5 under is my main read. And then Pirates, my Pirates are back on the road again. Once again, we did what yesterday? We covered the run line. We lost though, 5-4. I think the under cashed. I could be wrong. Maybe the over cashed. Let's see. Actually, the over cashed. Literally not. So that's good. So Jones is pitching. Scooble's pitching. Now the over's cashed for him with the Dodgers, 2-1 because he's with the new squad, and then Jones on the road, 3-3, even just in general with him in his last 6 starts. Kind of wondering if possible potential that this under cashes maybe against Scooble's on the mound though. So I'm just kind of wondering. But Scooble out there, 7-7 on the season. Jones is 2-5. Maybe the full game over hits again. Let me cue that up because that possibly may happen again. I'm just not sure if we specifically will be able to do anything against Scooble tonight. I don't know. Now, as far as our bats are concerned, we do bat really well against lefties. As far as our data is concerned against Scooble, though, let me see if any of our batters here are doing anything against him. Now, Nick is positive. 1 2-bagger and a single. Brian, 1-9 against Scooble. O'Neal Cruz just recently came back. He has no data against him, so he may or may not be able to get a hit off of Scooble tonight, or even possible potential send one out the park. Magnum, does he have any data? Nope. He does hit lefties though. See, that's pretty much it. Trilio, any data on him? He's 0-2. He hits lefties. So I honestly, like as you see, only one batter out of our entire lineup here has a positive against Scoop. Question becomes, is he going to allow 2-3 runs against us in the first 5? As far as Jared is concerned, he sort of kind of been getting strikeouts more recently. He hasn't allowed too many hits. More recently, he has 4. As far as earned runs, he did allow 3 back-to-back and an 8, but he did that. He did not allow any runs against them this year and in 2 seasons ago, as far as like 3 runs. So that's a positive. I don't know. Maybe you do take the Bucks to cover the run line tonight. Maybe we do. Maybe we do back-to-back. Right? Let's look at the head-to-head. 2-2 this year. 6% hit rate since last season. We went 1-2 last year at LA. So we're currently 1-0. So does the second game, like here where we didn't cover, does this roll over into this year? That's a question that I'm kind of concerned. I don't know. It's a plus 110. Like I said, I do love plus 110s. So I'm going to cue that up. Maybe we do cover tonight. But that full game over still is a possible potential casher for that one. Next up, Detroit and Royals. This is one of the ones that I remember for sure that I did talk about on the stream, that I did post yesterday. Royals winning on the first, was it the full game? Yep. Royals run line plus 1.5. They did that yesterday. That was one of the winners yesterday per my reads. Today, what did I say? Don't tell me I skipped this one too. Okay, first 5 over. I forgot to put the 4.5. But first 5 over, they got Walker out there. They got Anderson out there. Mr. Anderson. I got to rewatch the Matrix. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So when Anderson pitches 3-2 to the over, back-to-back the last few starts here. Walker 1-4 to the over in the last 5 starts. 80% to the under. Now that's just on the base value. At home, 6% hit rate to the over, but 2-3 to the under though. Or excuse me, actually 3-2 to the under in the last 5 starts. What do you really do with this pick? Like I said, I personally feel like full first 5 over could still potentially cash. I'm just not sure if it actually will. Last time Walker faced off against Detroit, he only allowed 2 runs, or actually 1 run. Anderson gave up a bunch against Kansas City. Does the Royals, do they cover again tonight? Do they cover the plus 1.5 again? Do you say, because they covered a minus 1.5, so that was plus value. Do you take them to go back to back? Now this could be a potential bounce back spot. Detroit, they get a bunch of runs. Kansas City doesn't, and they win, say 5-2 or 7-3 or something like that. Let's look at it here as far as from the side of if you would have taken the Royals to cover minus 1.5 yesterday. So in and around roughly the same number. This was great value today. Possible potential same value or a little bit higher. Maybe it was a plus 200 or something like that yesterday. So if you took the plus 200 or whatever it was yesterday, congratulations. Again, if you read my read from yesterday, like I said, I did have the Royals. I really love them on the run line. The under cash. So that one, and I remember I talked about that. I put it together on FanDuel and I was like, oh, it's a plus whatever just for that. And I talked about how if you took the Mets one plus the under with that, parlayed it with this Royals full game under that 1.5, that, you know what I'm saying, that part of the parlay cashed. Does the same thing happen, or does the Tigers flip it? They cover the run line and the under still cashes. The books believe that's gonna currently do that. I'm gonna queue up the full game under. Kind of feel like that could be a potential spot where it does cash again. History wise, as far as on paper, the under's cashing most of the time anyway when it's pertaining to both teams this year. So that's what I really love for this matchup in its entirety is the full game under. So that's what I really love. But again, I'm questioning and wondering, do either team cover tonight, or is it just, once again, Royals covering back to back? That's my question. But full game under. Giants and Red Sox, still, I'm almost done. Trying to get through everything here before, you know, these storms and stuff really come through here. So what did I say for this one? I said Diamondbacks first 5 2. Oh, Apologies, that's the wrong one. Diamondbacks did. That's another winner from yesterday. Diamondbacks did get 3 runs yesterday in the first 5. I think they finished with 4. Tonight, I said Diamondbacks team runs at 5, but I think I was actually thinking 4. Let me double check that. I gotta actually see, because I didn't get a chance, because I was at work and I didn't get a chance to actually look at. Oh, what am I talking? I'm looking at the Giants game. I skipped the game on accident. That's my bad. For this one, Red Sox. What did I say? Red Sox money line. And it's simple. Tidwell's out there. He may or may not be pitching the full game. I'm really, honestly, on paper, Red Sox full game, money line. Maybe the over cashes for this one. The over's cashing all 3 starts for Tidwell. Sandoval, most of his starts, 57% hit rate. The over's cashing for him. Head-to-head, 1-0 currently for this year, but 3-2 just in general in the history between this year and last year. Really loving the full game over, and possible, like I said, Boston on the money line. Maybe they do cover the run line too. That's pretty much simple, quick look at this game. Just being honest, because I really don't know if I don't see Sandoval getting lit up by the Giants. I really don't see him getting a bunch of runs. But again, you never know. He's allowing 5. His ERA is 4.7. So I honestly, like I said, main read is the full game over, for at least for the stream. But Boston on the money line, that was the quickest read that I could give y'all for that one. Cleveland and Rockies here. I said Rockies runs, if I remember. Where are you? Diamondbacks. Yeah. Actually, I said Guardians. And again, I didn't get a chance to look at, because when it was because of Bibby, that's what it was. If I remember, Bibby, because he's pitching. So just in general, Guardians 3-2 to getting 4 runs in the last 5 games. There's that. Bibby, when he's pitched, same thing. 3 of the last 4 games, Guardians scored 4 runs, right? Now, as far as the Rockies are concerned, as you see here, their opponent scoring way above the 4. Again, I put him down for 4 runs. But it's actually 5. Actually, it's 6. They're giving him 6, so it's super juiced. So I think this value is probably like a minus 170 or something hours ago. I just didn't get a chance to really look at it because I was at work. So it still, books currently believe that they're going to get 5 runs. But again, it's because, like I keep mentioning, the Rockies give up a bunch of everything when they're at home. Give up runs, the over cashes, you know what I'm saying? All of that most of the time when they're at home. Sometimes they get some runs. Head to head to the Guardians have hit every single time, but they're hitting 6 runs or higher most of the time. See, 3 of those 4 games they've scored 6 runs against. So maybe they do get the 6 runs here, 3-1 from last year, but 4-6 on the season, and then on the road 5-5 even. They've only done it twice. But again, I personally feel like with Hughes on the mound, he's given up so many runs. I personally could see the Guardians getting a bunch of runs. So give me possible full game over as my main read for that one. That's like one of the more simpler ones that I felt like would potentially possibly work out. This is the one that I was just talking about that I kind of jumped ahead, didn't mean to. But the Diamondbacks, I did say for them, like I said, 5 runs, but it was probably 4 that I really meant. So it was technically was 4, but I could still see him getting 5. Lauder's on the mound. He's given up roughly 5 runs most of the time that he's pitching. He did shut down Arizona one time, but as you see here, 3-2, 3 straight with 4 or higher. So 4 is the sweet spot, but it is super juice. So you, like I said, you would bump it up to 5. plus even Caesars and the score bet app. Head-to-head wise, they've been getting 5 most of the season. 3-1 to getting 5. That's exactly what I love to see. So this is the game where I feel like full game potential possible over, but the Diamondbacks on the runs at 5. So give me that real quick. And the final one, Twins and Padres. I said total under the 8.5. Mize is pitching, Kramer's pitching. Several games, was it 6 straight to the under for San Diego. Another one went under from yesterday's game, 6-2 in a win. The Twins are 3-2 in the last 5 for it going under. But Kramer's pitching, when he's pitching on the road, 1-0 on this year for him for the under cashing. And then when Mize is pitched at home, 1-0 as well. The question becomes, does this cash again today for the under? Head-to-head though, 3-0 to the over last year, but 1-0 this year. Does it go back-to-back? That's the question. I kind of feel like the full game under could still cash. So maybe you even consider first 5 under as well as an extra read. The books believe currently that it is going to cash. -110. Great value. Kramer pitched on the road, 1-0. Mize, when he's pitched at home, 1-0. History-wise on the year, but it did go over on the yesterday. Actually, no, I apologize. I'm reading it wrong. So there's that. So do with this information what you will. We'll see if this continues. But I really personally believe like this first 5 over will cash. Again, excuse me, first 5 under will cash. So I'm going to go on ahead and queue that up as well. And that's that. That's everything. Like I said, I had to do this quickly because there's storms, possible potential rolling through, and I didn't want the stream to cut if possible potential power. You just never know. Never know. But that's that. I'll re-show this again. Hits streak here. These are the top several batters that have hit streaks against the current pitchers for today. Maybe I'll continue to show this until the end of the year, and then I'll probably potentially show this when come next year, after April or something like that, when stuff is really rolling. Maybe after May, walking into June next season, we can probably work on stuff, because some of this, sometimes I use this for the hits parlay, sometimes I don't. But the hits parlay, those just haven't really worked. I've only hit on 2 out of the 5 that I pushed out. So it's like, like I said, just because the batters are on hit streaks doesn't mean that they're going to do, like any of these batters out of the 5 that I talked about, potentially you would parlay, like these top 5 potential parlay, any of them, the streak can end. All of the streaks could end tonight, or that all of their streaks could continue. That's why I say treat every day as a new day. Don't just assume that because the data says that, that the teams or the players are on these streaks, they do so well against the teams or the pitchers or whatever, that they're automatically going to do it again the very next in the game that is going on for the day of. Never assume. You just have to keep hoping that, your picks, your parlays, your single bets, all of that they do go the route that you hope that they do. Never expect that you're supposed to win all the time. The players don't win all the time. The teams don't win all the time. It's literally the same correlation with betting. You win sometimes, you lose sometimes. You do go on win streaks, and you do go on cold streaks, losing streaks. It is what it is. And if you're like me, most of the time, you're losing most of the time because, like today, like yesterday, like the day before, some of my bets in the with those first 5s got taken out literally in the 5th inning. Most of them did. It was going the route that I needed to go, whether over or under, and by the 5th inning it got shut down. It happens because it's sports at the end of the day. So that's that. All right, I hear more storming out there. I'm out because I'm gonna go try to heat up some food before so I can eat some dinner and enjoy some sports the rest of the couple of hours away, and hope for the best for the rest of these picks With that, I'm out. Take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that, so that you can then hopefully be there for the ones that you care for and love, if you feel up to it. But other than that, I won't be back tomorrow because most of the games are early. I'll be back on Monday because by the time I get home, as I always say, by the time I get home, these 4 p.m. games will be pretty much revving up. There's only one late game, and that's that. So I'll hopefully be back Monday. Maybe I can look at some stuff for Monday tonight or something. There goes another thundering out there. But all right, enough of my random. I'm out. Y'all stay safe, stay humble, and I'll hopefully talk to y'all next time. Hasta luego. Peace, guys.